Hello and welcome back to 90's Mags, your podcast for all things Newcastle United, hosted by two lifelong Newcastle United supporting buddies. Myself, D-Man, joined by my co-host Jefferson. How you doing, bruv? You good?
What's happening, bro? What's good? Yeah, not too bad. Everything aside from football, yeah, not too bad actually.
Yes.
How about you? Aside from yesterday, how you doing?
I'm all right. Like you said, apart from the football, busy, man. Busy, but listen, it is what it is what it is. We're here. Don't forget, like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Yeah, and we're here to, as usual, to review the latest Newcastle United match, which was the game against West Ham. Travelled down to the London Stadium, wasted everybody's time. Big up Scants in the building. Big up, big up. How you doing, sir? Yeah,
Happening.
yeah. I know he got that smug look on his face, but yeah, it is what it is. Yeah. Liverpool finally got a win. They're back to winning ways, so their fans are called out the woodwork. But it is what it is. But yeah, listen. For those who don't know, we lost 3-1 to West Ham, deservedly so. Got battered, didn't turn up. Some will say the manager's got a lot to answer for. Some will say the players. Some say a combination of both. But it wasn't a pleasant afternoon. Ruined what was left of the weekend. Don't know about you, Jefferson, but it deflated me, man. It proper depressed me, man. The way we performed, the result itself. There's very few positives to come from it. But overall thoughts on the game?
I mean, I'll be real with you. Yeah, I actually missed the game, thank goodness. But I caught up on the extended highlights. So I had to watch that back, and I had to watch it back a couple of times, unfortunately. I think the team, I don't think they got the memo for the calendar. Like, we're meant to be moving on to Guy Fawkes night, not Halloween. And it felt like it was a bit of a horror show on the Sunday afternoon. So, yeah, felt really sorry for the fans that travelled down to the game, you know. And obviously, yeah, our respects as well to those that were affected on the train with that horrific incident. So, that didn't set the tone either. So yeah, very disappointed by the game. I'm going to be real with you. I think I've reached a point now where, and I don't care what people say, I feel like I'd much rather not watch now, because we're so up and down, we're so Jekyll and Hyde. But no, I don't think anybody saw this defeat coming. No one. And we've been here with West Ham before, but yeah, we'll get into it in a bit.
Mm. And you say obviously no one saw that result coming. Like I said, everyone was confident of a win. But when you put it in perspective, are you that surprised? We haven't won an away game since April, is it? You know what I mean? So they hadn't won a home game this season. We had an away game, so something had to give. But given the fact the way they've been performing, you'd thought that we thought we'd get the points in the bag, man. Maybe the players thought that as well. Maybe they're too confident, overconfident, which we'll get to. But it was disappointing all round. There wasn't a single good performance for me personally. From the minute one, even when we took the lead, which was fortunate in itself, we just didn't look at it. And there's a lot to go through. Big up Giniesta in the building. Said good evening, Demon and Jefferson. Big up Adrian as well. How
Yo,
much?
yo, yo.
Scans from Murphy. As Gaz has also said, let's talk about this best midfield in the league, and we're going to have to address that because it's scary times right about now,
Not
especially
all
for a
checkers
certain
have
one.
done it,
Yeah?
that's for sure.
1/3 of the midfield is letting the team down consistently, but we'll get to that. Big up Stephen in the building. He said the two worst players were on the pitch for 90 minutes: Joe Linton and Byrne. Interesting. Yeah. Eddie Howe's love child, it seems. He doesn't seem to want to drop them at any circumstances. Big up Brant in the chat as well. Yeah, man. Get the lights up. Get your comments in. Obviously, we've got a lot to get through. Obviously, we thought we'd be, come off. We're in good form. 5 out of 6 wins. We beat Tottenham in the cup, which I went to. Had a good day out, good night out with my son and that. I enjoyed it, but then crashing down to earth, man. So let's start with the lineups, Jefferson. So obviously Eddie rang the changes from midweek. I think he made 6 changes this time. The surprise was Kieran Trippier's missing through illness, so hopefully wish him a speedy recovery. So Emerald Craft kept his place. Joe Linton came back into the team. Who else? Murphy came back as well. Gordon and the likes of that. Botman returned to the team as well. And Pope, obviously. So, what were your thoughts on the lineup itself?
I mean, look, I actually was encouraged to see that Kraft was playing because obviously when I was out, I saw you guys were just popping off in the group. So I caught a glimpse and I was like, oh, wicked! Like Kraft is starting. Because to be fair, I have said I'd like to see him getting out in. Obviously Murphy again, happy to see him starting and not Ilanga. So yeah, I was somewhat positive because you just think against a West Ham team who have the worst defense in the league, they had only won 1 out of 9 games at that point. You think, yeah, we're good to go.
Yeah. Listen, obviously Kraft coming in was a surprise, but I wasn't mad at it. I was fairly happy with the lineup as well. I was hoping to see Ramsey starting above Joe Linton because I think I raised it in one of the pods before, and someone else, I think was it just then said it. Someone said it. Don't need Joe Linton in these kind of games. You need him in the under the lights at home, big game. That's when you really need him, kind of thing. These games here, we look at a bit more technical ability, a bit more attacking prowess. He's not really required. So I'd rather see Ramsey in there, but obviously I know you've started him in the week, whatever, maybe load management and all that. But other than that, I was happy to see Murphy come back into the team as well. So I thought that the team was strong enough to get a result. Like I said, this West Ham team, no confidence. They're having protests outside the ground, lacking quality. You know what I mean? I thought they're there for the taking. And yeah. So let's get into it. We obviously got the early goal. You started off well. Fortunate because Jared Bowen hit the post, and we scored pretty much on the counter. Bruno's fed it out to Murphy. Good goal, good strike from Jacob Murphy. Carried on his good form. He's making a difference on that right side position. He's making it is his own, to be fair. Carrying on where he left off last season. So, thoughts on the goal itself?
Yeah, it's a heck of a goal, isn't it? Oh, don't get me wrong. I think Diouf's defending is a bit shambolic there because he sells the dummy so easy. But once he's got the opening, I love with Murphy. He's got that lashing action, so you just get so much zip on it, and it's just straight into that corner. It's a heck of a finish, and that's something he can offer you that Ilanga can't. And we could be seeing something with Murphy that he is a late bloomer. Sometimes you get that with some players between sort of 29 and 32, they hit a really late peak. And that might be him. Not, long may it continue. I think he was probably one of the very, very, very few bright sparks that we had in the game.
Yeah. Well, we got 1-0 up. So we think, okay, good start. Let's get another one. Let's take it to West Ham. But for some strange reason, after the goal, we just sat back. We sat back and let West Ham come onto us and attack us. And then came the penalty incident. I don't know if you've seen it. Yeah, the penalty incident.
Yeah.
Obviously, the ref gave it first of all. VAR overturned it. Correct decision, in your opinion, or was Charles lucky?
I mean, yeah. Listen, the replay helps out a lot to see that he gets like a hair nick of a touch of the ball. But I'd warned about it in recent weeks that the only thing I would criticize Thiago is that he goes to ground too easy. He's very committed to going to ground, and I think that's something he's got to learn that you can't always do in the Premier League. So we got away with it there, arguably.
Interesting point from Adrian here. He said Murphy's game went completely downhill after that goal. I tend to agree. To be fair, I don't think he had I think. Well, they were all poor, to be honest. Let's be honest. But
there was that. I mean, you'll probably talk about it, but there was that great opportunity with that reverse ball into was it into Gordon? And actually, what Gordon should have done was threaded it through to Voltemada, and Voltemada probably would have slot that in. Again, that's a key pass building up to a goal scoring opportunity. You do that, and you might have 2 goals there.
Yeah, but listen, we got off. We got away with one, but I think it was the correct decision with the penalty. Like I said, just. But yeah, you're right about Chow. He does go to ground a bit easily, and he's got to stamp it out pretty soon. It's got to be worked on. But again, the warning signs were there. Yeah, the warning signs were there, and then I think even before the goal, there was a time when the ball's come across the goal and Pulse opted to punch it and not catch it. And I think they've got a free kick from it. Then he's had to make a good save down at his near post. And then comes the goal. Yeah. Now, Paqueta. Yeah. Now, me personally, even in real time, I thought there's no way that goal should have gone in. Yeah. But we've seen it before with Pope down to his near Pope, diving down to his right hand side. After his shoulder injury, he's not the same. Yeah. In your opinion, should he have done a lot better?
Yeah, and I think he's the cause of the goal because he refuses to catch. He punches, He's probably at fault for 2 of the goals, technically, which we'll talk about the other one later. But to punch it out like that, I mean, you can't do straight. It's got to go to one of the sides at least if you're going to punch. But you got to try and catch the ball. I don't know. You've got enough time to reset. Don't get me wrong, it does kind of swerve in at the last minute. I don't know if he's blindsided, but you can't be beat at your near post, man. Come on.
Now, just a pause on that one with Pope now. Given the fact of how well Ramsdale played midweek and the way we played as well, they were a lot calmer, passing it back, building from the back as well. Is it time now to see Ramsdale get a chance in a run in the team?
Listen, I know you're just doing your job of answering asking these questions, D-Man. But there's only one man that can answer that question, and we know it's not going to happen because we saw the same with Dubravka, where the team improved playing at the back, and then he defaults to type with Nick Pope. Now, don't get me wrong, I think Nick Pope made some great saves in the game. He kept us in the game, but we talked about this from preseason that if we're going to kind of evolve, you need a ball-playing goalkeeper, and Ramsdale has looked good when he's been in the side, albeit against, not top opposition, and in the biggest games. But I think Eddie may have to take that risk and change things up a little bit. And a part of that might be, inserting a goal, a ball playing centre back, a ball playing goalkeeper. Sorry.
Yeah. All right, so that's 1-1, yeah. And I'm going to get to some of these comments a bit. Big up Jin yesterday with the comments there, and Christopher as well. So we 1-1, and again, West Ham on the ascendancy. We sit back, we invite pressure. It was all West Ham. Right? And on the stroke of half time, and I said I was watching Spectre's live stream at the time, and I said they're gonna get a goal before half time. It's coming, and this was on 44 minutes. Yeah, I said it's coming. And lo and behold, in the injury time in the first half, they go 2-1 up, the own goal from Botman. Yeah. Now, there's been a lot of debate about this one, whether it's Botman's fault, whether it's Dan Burns' fault, or whatnot. What's your thoughts on it?
It's Dan Burns' fault.
Explain why.
Because it's the same way I had a go at Trippier. Was it the last game or the game before? He's pointing at Miley, I think it was, to be like, it's your man, it's your man. No. It's your man, block the cross. Now, that was worse enough. Burns so slow, he's not even there to block the cross, right? Botman's covering a central position. His position isn't to cover the wide position. So he's trying to stretch out a leg to get something on it, but who's there to block the cross? Dan Burns so slow.
Right.
But the only person to blame for that is Eddie Howe, because you keep picking Dan Burns. So we're round and round in circles here.
Iniesta said, Lewis Hall was never going to get minutes yesterday as he's not fit. Then why put him on the bench? Why can't Alex Murphy get a chance? Yep. Murphy's 21 and did well in pre-season last 3 summers. Yep, now, and that's the thing, because this Dan Burn experiment is not working. Yeah, I know he gives his all. Yeah, and he's a good centre back. He's been playing well at centre back, but you're not a left back. Yeah, teams are targeting him. Yeah, every single game, and he's got away with it a lot of the time because of the cover from Botman and Chow and whatnot. Right, but like you said, this time he was in no man's land. Yeah, which now forces Botman to make that challenge, and it's gone into the net. So, listen, Eddie Howe needs to stop the loyalty, the blind loyalty, be brave enough. And this is the thing. My worry is even when Lewis Hall is fit, he's going to use that as an excuse. He's not match sharp bit. He's not match sharp bit. How long is he going to get until Dan Burn gets dropped? And what happens if Lewis Hall does come into the team? I asked, does he put Dan Burn back in centre back and drop Botman and Chow? Like, this is what we can't trust about the guy. But listen, the game itself, 2-1 down half time, right? Eddie then makes 3 changes. Yeah. Now listen, I respect the fact that he wants to try something different, but to me, the first player that should have been hauled off is Joe Linton. Yeah. Why has he stayed on the pitch? Yeah. What 3 changes did he make, by the way, at halftime? I can't remember which 3 changes he bought on. Who was
Uh,
it? Or he took Walter Marder off. He brought on Osula. Yeah. And then who else did he take off? I can't remember who he took off.
so yeah, Share for Kraft, Ramsey for Gordon, Asula for Voltamada, all on
Right.
46 minutes.
Right.
But there's rumors about this virus going around the team. I mean, I'm not giving the team excuses, but someone put that out on X. I don't know how true that is.
Well, obviously Tonali had the bug. Trippier's now got the bug, so maybe there's some truth in that. But I don't know. That's too convenient. Not the whole 11 could have the bug. You know what I mean? It's not everybody. So it's just like what really happened. But listen, he made the changes. I thought he took the wrong people off. Well, Joe Linton should have come off. Dan Burns should have come off, right? But it made no difference. Let's be honest, it made no difference. West Ham was still the better team, and not once did I think that we were going to get back into this game. I don't know about you, but not once did I think we offered enough to get back into into the game, should I say? And the worst thing about it, this is a relegation threatened West Ham who looked
Yeah.
comfortable. They looked comfortable against us, and that's the worrying
And playing
thing.
better football.
Playing better
Even,
football.
even that chance where Bowen hit the post, nice bit of skill, 1-2 with Somerville. We don't see this stuff. We don't play this stuff. We just run. That's all we do.
But we don't even do that. We don't even do that anymore because
Well,
this
we didn't do that in this game. But
this season we haven't even played with high intensity, bro. So it's not like we should be tired. I don't understand what the problem is. Away
and,
from
and,
home,
and
we
that's
ain't
the
got a
problem,
clue.
D-Man. That's exactly what you're saying is correct. Plan A is the energy and the intensity. If that's not there, we're done for. And that's why the coach is limited. People have to look at this. It's not about whether you like the guy or not. We've reached a stage where there's only so many excuses you can have. There's only so many times you can say, oh, they've got to learn, or let's move on to the next one. Because losing to what was is it 19th? Were they 19th when we played them? It's not acceptable, D-Man. It's just not acceptable, man. I can't do this. It's like it's every season now. You know, there's a bit of a lull. There's a bit of don't worry, Eddie's going to get it right. Listen, we're asleep at the races. There will be no Champions League if we cling on like this.
Oh, I've given up on that. I
We're
don't see
miles
how we
away
get.
from it.
I don't see how we get Champions League after that because our way for. We'll talk about who we got next away from away next game anyway, which is going to be probably another defeat. But listen, I'll be honest. On 93 minutes, I locked off the TV. Yeah, I was that deflated, that pissed off. I locked off TV, so I didn't even see the third goal. I don't know who scored the third goal. Was it Suchek? Who scored the third goal?
Souček, and that was Nick Pope's fault, in my opinion, as well. And that's another reason for Ramsdale should come in because he chips the ball, very poor pass. You know, it's not reached deep into the box, and the defender then heads it back across, and then we've got a 2-on-1 transition heading the other way. Obviously, Bowen's dangerous, cuts his side shot. But again, as well, even Nick Pope getting down is really slow. He doesn't smother it and he doesn't knock it away. So it just sort of trickles out and then Souček runs and smothers it over the line. So really below par in that instance. It just felt like we couldn't build any momentum, which is so weird because I think when we did the end of season review, you asked me probably what was the best game or, you know, the game that left me with the most satisfying feeling outside of the cup final. And I said it was the 1-0 away win against West Ham because I felt like something changed within the team. It felt like we were going into that cup final in high spirits, but completely the opposite.
All right. So
Okay.
listen, 3-1 defeat, another loss away from home, another underperformance. Before we talk about the manager himself, let's talk about some of these players, right? Because we spoke about Nick Pope, right? Now let's talk about the midfield, yeah? Because as Gant said, listen, we were acting lyrical about this midfield last season, and not just us, the pundits as well. Best midfield in the league. They've got a bit of everything, you know. The energy of Tonali and the little flair, the flair of Bruno and the intensity, physicality of Joe Linton. They complement each other all very well. it's time to stop that now. We don't have the best midfield in the league. And yes, Gant, I'm saying it, we don't. Yeah. But we also said, yeah, we both agreed, if we're going to evolve as a team, yeah, Joe Linton has to be the first one, the first full guy in that midfield. Yeah, we need more creativity, like more attacking ability. Yeah, and listen, he's very limited, and at the moment, he's playing very, very poorly. Yeah, and he doesn't deserve to be starting these games. So, what do you think is the problem with Joe Linton at the moment?
I mean, he looks quite ploddy and lethargic, so he literally doesn't look up to speed. Because he's like what 29 now,
Yeah,
so he could have reached his peak. And I mean, people say he needs a run of games, um, but his movement doesn't look as good, you know. So he looks like he's lost half a yard. Um, yeah, I don't know what it has to take for him to get into his running, but he clearly stands out of the three in terms of the ones that are below par. So could he be an impact sub potentially? Could we use him in just the big games only? Why not? You know, particularly at home. But maybe the other thing might be is there's too much running. And we've talked about this before. Does there need to be another man in midfield to accommodate that? Maybe. But if we stick with the three-man midfield, he's a goner. He's a goner. So I think Ramsey, like you said, could be a more attacking option for the team. But like I said before, again, he's another runner. So we had the opportunity. There's nothing more we can do. The window's closed. We just got to go with what we've got. But I think Eddie has to be creative to try and change the shape. If you start Hall, you can get Hall inverting into the midfield. That might help a bit. Anthony Gordon could be that wild card. Why don't you pull him back, let him play left central midfield and play Barnes as well? Why not? Like this, just try different things. You know, Ginesta mentioned Alex Murphy, and then you could potentially put Lewis Hall in front of him. Why not? Why not? It gives you extra cover. It just feels like there's a lack of imagination, innovation, creativity. It's rinse and repeat. And I don't know. I'm fed up with it, D man. I don't know if you are. If fans aren't fed up with it, I don't know. Like I don't know what to say to them. I don't know what they're thinking.
To play devil's advocate, do you think? Obviously, you talked about the things we could try and stuff. Do you think we should give Eddie some grace in a sense that when the players are back fit, I'm talking about the Lewis Halls, the Livermentos, the Vissa, you know, when Ramsey's fully up to speed and whatnot. Do you think we will see a different style of play? Do you think with different formations or like I said, the inverted fullbacks? Do you think, or do you think this is it now? Like there's no changing.
It's just gonna be energy, energy, energy. Run, run, run. That's all he knows how to do. Very, very limited manager. It just means you've got more people you can rotate a little bit, some fresher legs to keep the impetus, and then potentially here and there relying on a bit of individual brilliance. And I have seen a few comments, you know, on X and in other videos that have been on YouTube covering this game. And a few things that have cropped up has been that link between Murphy and Isak. Did that paper over the cracks? You know, were there games we were playing poor? Yeah. But the difference was we had, you know, that connection between Murphy and Isak, keeping the goals ticking over. And I think we've been in decline for a little while because if you look at the wins that we've had, they were against Fulham, who were 17th at the time. Who else is there?
Forest,
Forest, who are now 19th. And then who is the other one?
Wolves,
Wolves, who are bottom of the league.
yeah.
So these are givens. You know, they're not ones you're going to shout out in the street about. I mean, we've currently scored 10 goals in 10 games. So that's one goal a game. Poor. And then we've conceded 11. So there's nothing to shout about here. I think let real be real, you know, and this is us holding back. I mean, the time is coming, I said, when we will dress in black and we will go for it, but I've lost energy, D-man. I've lost enthusiasm because it's the same thing every week. So I'm tired now. I'm ready for it to end. I'm ready for the ride to end now. To say thank you for the memories. It's time to move on because for me, I'm shocked some people are a little bit despondent. This defeat should be putting a flame up people's arse where they should be pissed off. Like, we should not be losing 1-0, as bad as that is, but 3-1 to West Ham.
That's mad. That is mad. Yeah. Let me go through some of these comments anyway. Christopher said, "Goodbye, Eddie Howe. 750 million wasted 4 years to make a bang average team. Wow, even a fan could do his job." Scants Pulp dive to his right. Christopher said, "Jefferson, there are fans of football managers who have more tactical knowledge than Howe."
Agreed. There are.
Yeah. Stephen said, "Eddie Howe's substitutions were weird. Our main goal threat off at halftime, harsh on the big lad." Yeah, that needed explaining for me. I don't understand what he was thinking about that. You need goals and you take off our top goal scorer. It made no sense when we're short on attacking options anyway. That was very sense. Big up Abba, said, "Everyone bar Chow was generally a 0 out of 10 yesterday. Shambolic performance."
That's one of your favourite words.
Shambolic. Yeah. Giulietta went on that mad run between December to February last year, mainly because of the Bravcat and Tonali as they raised the technical level of the team. We can't recycle possession with Bambi on ice goalkeeper. And that's the thing. But then again, Eddie Howe's afraid to make the big changes, which is Pope, Dan Burn, and Joe Linton. Yeah. And then we'll talk about some others in a minute anyway. Big up Big Yinks said Wan-Bissaka was Gordon's man. Interesting.
Yinks actually sent me something about Gordon. I don't know if I can bring it up. What was it again? Hold on. He sent me something. Where was it? Wasn't it about there was this disgraceful stat about Gordon?
What? No, GA19 or something?
Yeah.
In the Premier League, yeah. No, we'll talk about Gordon in a minute. If you can find it, save it, because we'll talk about Gordon in a minute. Big Ink said we have overpaid, ego-driven players in the squad, and Eddie is not fearless enough. And Eddie Howe spoke about the weak mentality of the players, mentally weak, which I thought was interesting.
Wow.
Yeah. So, but remember, there was this inquest around this stage last season, isn't it, when we lost to Brentford. The players got together and had a little meeting or whatever. And I think Tonali and Bruno spoke to Eddie Howe about changing positions or something like that, and things changed from then. But like you said, Jefferson, we can't rely on those kind of runs every season. We are capable of doing it, but they can't be relied on. We've got to be shown more consistency, man. Genius said, "Howe is very good at match prep and coaching players, but his in-game tactical decisions is average at best, in my opinion. A left flank of Joe Linton and Dan Burn, which we saw in the second half, is championship level." Yeah.
It's the same problems as last season. It's exactly the same. And there's always an excuse. But the injuries. But this. But that. The excuses are running out, people.
Adrian,
homosexuals, the excuses are running out.
It's clear to me that not having a midweek to drill a game plan is killing Eddie's main strength. True, but listen, he had that 2 seasons ago, so he needs to learn. If you're going to be a top team, top manager, you're going to have to adapt. You're going to have to find a way. That's just how it is, because you want to be in these competitions. You know what I mean? We're still in the League Cup quarter final. We're still in the Champions League. You know what I mean? We've still got FA Cup to come as well. So it's going to be a long old season. He's got to get used to it, man. He's got the squad now.
People said this is the best squad we've ever assembled. So they've then got to put the pressure back on the manager.
Stephen, Paqueta ran the show in midfield and Tonali at right back for some time. Crazy. Starting to agree with Jefferson. Whew, that's a big one for Stephen's about to agree with you. Stephen, is that you? Or is that someone got your account, bro? Boy, every week you're at battle with Jefferson.
Welcome to the dark side, Stephen.
Listen to Scants here, though. Giving up on Champions League already. Lucky you got 120 million this summer to cover that. Listen, Scants, there's no refunds. Yeah? No refunds. Yeah? Enjoy. It's your problem now. Yeah? Now, we've got to address this. Yeah? Him and Cav, big up Cav, yeah? They're telling me that Tonali's had stinkers. Bruv, the one bad game Tonali had was when he was under the weather. Yeah? He's been our best player, arguably. Him and Malik Chow been our best players. Man of the match performances. Bruv, no, we're not having that. Yeah? He's not having that. I'm still
Come
taking
on
over
now. Come
Gravenberch,
on
by
now.
the way.
Come on
But it
now,
is what it
Scans.
is.
Come on. He's just hating because he wants him.
Of course he does. Of course he does.
He
Watch
wants
next
him. Come
season.
on.
What summer when there's rumours that Liverpool want him? He's going to be all over that.
Mm,
All
mm,
over
mm,
that.
mm.
Yeah. Upgrade on Gravenberch. But anyway, it is what it is. Adrian said, turn Joe Linton into a centre back. Listen, you see Joe Linton, yeah? I know you said about could he be an impact player, right? Now, you watched the game on midweek, innit? The Tottenham game. Yeah?
Yeah. Yeah.
He's come on, yeah. And don't get me wrong, Kudus is no angel because Kudus was doing certain things before that. But that challenge that he put on Kudus, bro, yeah, when he spared him, bruv, with his legs, bro, what are you doing? What are you doing? You're making it hard and hard for me to defend you with this Doug Joe name tag that he's getting. Like, I can't defend stuff like that. Like, the guy's a menace, bro. And the thing is, because he's so technically limited, it just magnified the fact when you're doing these stupid fouls, bro. Yeah, it's just nonsense, bro. Absolute nonsense. And listen, the fans love him because, you know, he feels like a Geordie, he gives the passion, he screams at the crowd all the time and tries to G them up and stuff. But come on, there comes a time where you have to say, you know what? Sit down, innit? We need to improve. We need to evolve past you. We need to move on.
What we've been saying since the start of the season, bro.
Yeah.
We said like that would be the biggest sign that we need to move past, and not just him, the others, man, just trying to be bruisers. Let's just play football, man. Like, I'm getting jealous of watching other teams. They knock the ball about. It's crazy.
People at Toon Army must be pissed playing with some of these players, bro, because he's trying to play ball, bro, and some of them are just lumping long balls and just, you know, when you give the ball to the opposition just so you can put in a great tackle. That's what it seems like, bro. That's that school level, bro. Like, just to limit, just to you know, it's annoying. But big up Daryl. Daryl said Dan Burn is the first player to drop, Pope is the second, and Joe Linton is the third. Completely agree.
Generals, eh?
But Daryl, in reality, of those three, if any, who do you think is going to be the first to be dropped? Because it's not Dan Burn. It's definitely not Dan Burn.
Oh wait, is that DMC? That's DMC, isn't it?
It is, yeah. That is big up.
Hey,
DMC.
big up, man.
Yeah. Big up Harvey in how the straight. How out? Yeah?
Yes.
I want to ask a question to the people in the comments, innit? To the chat. Yeah. Are you more leaning now towards how out? Yeah. Or are you still saying, listen, he's got a lot of credit in the bank, give him time, give him whatever it is, then he'll turn it around? Like, I'm interested to see what people think in there, because I see a lot of the fan base started to question me a little bit.
What are we waiting for? Tell me, what else do we need to see? Put us out of our misery, man. Like, what else do we need to see? Like, it's dangerous territory to just think, when the injuries come back, we'll be fine. We'll hit another low. We'll get a couple of wins here and there to take the pressure off, but at some point we're going to crash and burn again. And we can't keep saying, but give Eddie time, he'll get it right. Like, at the top level, this ain't happening.
Acting like Vissa Houtinho or like Messi, Dani Alves and Jordi Alba.
Yeah.
They will significantly improve the team, though. They will. I'm not saying that obviously they're not that level, but they will significantly improve the team and give us more options. But listen, you never know. Someone else might break down. You never know.
People aren't seeing the long game. It's not just about now or the next 5 games, right? It's about the culmination of a season. We're trying to get on an upwards trajectory. We need the revenue to be in Champions League, minimum Europa League, but we've seen it. Europa League doesn't give you enough money unless you get all the way to the end, win it like Spurs did. We need to be in the Champions League. And right now, that doesn't look like happening. And this is what the ownership needs to be looking at. And there's other clubs that are not only playing better football, but they're closing the gap. You know, it gets harder every year. Personally, I wouldn't trust Eddie with the checkbook. So, listen, I said I'd give him to November. It's now November, and I did say 12 league games. So 2 to go. But personally, the trajectory, I didn't expect us to lose 4 out of the first 10. Are you kidding me? That's disgraceful, bruv.
Yeah. Big up. Is that Edward's bloody predictions? Is that what it is? Wait, so we need to do better on Wednesday, but I just sub. Big up, appreciated.
Big up.
Harmy said, imagine spending 250 million in summer and we look worse. Well, that's true, but listen, you could be Liverpool. Spending 500 million to look worse. So big up Scads. Yeah? Big up Scads. Brad, no assist in 19, no goals
That's
in 21.
the one.
That's the stat.
Thank you, Brent.
Yeah. Well, let's talk about Anthony Gordon, yeah, quickly, because this guy He's turned up for the Champions League, but that's it. Yeah. What's the guy's problem?
He thinks he's bigger than the club, clearly. He's putting himself in the window. That's all he's doing.
But is
He's
he though?
picking and
Is
choosing
he?
his moments.
Is he? Because big clubs look at that and see the inconsistency and think, well, no, like you're not good enough then. If you're not going to be consistent in the league, the bread and butter, but you want to turn up for the big games, what big club's going to look at that? Unless you're Chelsea, bro, because they bought Garnacho for fig's sake. You know what I mean? He's dead. So other than Chelsea, no big team's going to look at that and think, yeah, wow, we can take you because you turn up in the
Liverpool,
Champions
man,
League.
I've heard they're still interested.
They want to waste money again. Okay, Liverpool, take him.
Because the
How
thing
much
is,
you offering?
Thomas Tuchel loves him. So he's going to keep getting called up for England, you know?
Big up Stephen. He said Eddie Howe panicked in that game with crazy subs and square pegs in round holes, but intensity gone, progression gone. So I need to know, Stephen, are you Howe out now? Like, are you there? Are you there? Because big up Daniela. Yes, we West Ham have been poor, but we're always going to turn it around. And yesterday was when we got it right. And yes, Newcastle were poor, but I think you came to us with a touch of arrogance. And that's a very good point.
Yeah.
Big up Daniela, because
Big up.
I think it's not just the players, the fans as well. We all expected to get the 3 point. I don't think there was one Newcastle fan that expect even a draw. Yeah. And it seems to transmit to the players because the way they turned up is like they thought they could turn up, get the 3 points, and go back up north. Yeah. And when a team wants it more, remember, we couldn't string 3 passes together. We were second to every ball. West Ham wanted it more. Yeah, they wanted it more. They well deserved the win. Credit to them with how they approached the game and stuff. And they had the quality in terms of the ball and the Paqueta, whatever.
And the boy Potts had a good game, didn't he?
They showed us up. They showed us up, plain and simple. And they were well worth the win. You know, even if they beat us 4-1, I don't think anyone could argue with that. We were fortunate to score. We were fortunate to score because they hit the pot. They hit the woodwork as well. So, you know, big up Daniela for your comment. And yeah, well done to West Ham because
respect, man.
But if Daniel, if you're still there, like, what's your thoughts on Nuno? Is he the guy to take you up the table? What are you expecting this season? Because obviously we know what he did with Forest. Are you expecting something similar? Or because I know West Ham fans are not happy with the board itself. It's not necessarily the manager, but it's the board. But I'll be interested to see what the West Ham fans think. Sebastian, I'm not on the dark side, but we need to spend in January. I still think Howe has credit in the bank. Interesting.
Sebastian, please tell me, after seeing that money flunked on Ilanga, who I warned everybody, do not buy this player. You want to trust Eddie with the money again? Nah.
Harmy's not having it, boy.
Yeah, it's scary. It's scary. What does it take? Because, like I've always said, D-man, the cup is the cup. It's a legendary win. No one can take that away from him, right? But we're talking about the bread and butter in the league. The Premier League and the Champions League is core to where our journey is right now. So,
well, Giniesta said credit in the bank, but failed to get Champions League, and I'll switch to the other side.
Giniesta, my guy, it's not happening.
Brant, boy, you guys read that.
He's had enough.
Brant's had enough.
He's had enough. Because D-man, this has been a repetitive situation for at least 2 years, but it just feels like we go on a little run, we get out of it, but it's not sustainable. So I think enough is enough now. I think this was the last one for me, I think.
Big up Marco. Pope is partly to blame for the 3 goals, and he seems to get it past. I get ridiculed for blaming Pope. Listen, trust me, you're in the right place because Pope needs to get dropped. Yeah, I'd like to see Ramsdale given a chance. He's shown what he could do against top opposition. He's made some good saves. The defense is a lot calmer, a lot more confident the way they play, and we can build from the back. It changes the way we play. Yeah, just that
He's
one.
120 grand a week as well, isn't he?
Yeah, so play him.
I mean, come on.
Play him.
For a second choice keeper.
Yeah. Sebastian, we need to remember we had a disruptive summer and did our business late. Whose fault was that?
Oh, yeah. Whose fault was that?
We're praying for having a sporadic window. We're paying for having a sporadic window. Not enough signings have hit the ground running, but we can turn it around. And I like that. Listen, I respect the positivity because it's not beyond the realms of that we can turn it around. But on the evidence that we're seeing, it's the waveform. The waveform is shaky, to say the least. And until we get that 2, 3, 4 wins away from home, we're gonna be.
You need tactical nows to win away from home. You can't just say, lads, press, give me energy, run. There's
But
only
the,
so
but the,
many
but the thing is,
times you can do that
to
same
me, to
team
me,
talk.
but to me, it's obvious that hasn't been the thing because all season, bar Barcelona and Liverpool, we haven't played with that intensity. We've tried something different, and don't get me wrong, we've got a few wins here and there, whatever. But it's just away from home, we just seem to just fold, and I don't understand why. I don't understand why because we're not going gung ho, but we're going the complete opposite. We're sitting back and let the team, press come on to us with no. It's not like we can even counter attack properly. You know what I mean? There's no. I don't see what the plan is away from home. At home, okay, fair, you've got the crowd behind you, whatnot. And we can dominate most teams anyway. But away from home, like you said, there needs to be some sort of tactical flexibility, and it's not working. But yesterday was the worst performance I've seen for a very, very, very long time. That performance was absolutely unforgivable. You can lose games, you can lose away from home, that's fine. But in that manner, nah, something needs to get done, and fast because again, we're going to the next game in a minute, but it's not getting any easier. That was probably one of the easiest away games on paper that we're going to have in a while. And look what happened.
Even Fulham at home, we struggled, D-man. People were like, yeah, see, we've won another game. That was shambolic performance.
No, but we deserve to win that game.
Benfica
We
didn't
deserve to
turn
win that
up.
game.
Benfica didn't. I mean, they were barely a team. Yeah, we beat. Was it Bradford? And
Yeah.
then Spurs had some injuries as well.
Mm,
You know, there's no credibility in this season thus far.
mm. Abba says, as poor as Gordon has been, having Burn behind him is not doing him any favours. Watching him attempt to overlap at hurts my eyes. It does look bad, doesn't it? It does look bad. When Brett Burns in the final third, it's just not a good look. It's not a good look, man. Nosebleed territory. But Daniela said, I hope we continue to improve and finish around mid-table. Anything higher will depend on others having a bad season. Interesting.
Realistic view.
Virginia Star, 150 million spent on Elanga, Vissa, and Ramsey, yet some deluded Howe fans are trying to blame the board for lack of football structure. Listen, Howe's been backed. He has been backed. Yeah, these are his players now. This is his squad. Like we said, there's no excuses. There's no excuses. He has to deliver. And he should be under pressure from the board. The board should be putting him under pressure now. And lose the next one, they need to pull him to the office and say, listen, this can't continue, or you know what's going to happen. He can't be having things his own way all the time. You know what I mean? He's had it his own way for way too long. Got rid of 2 sporting directors. So yeah, something has to change. Harmy, everyone blamed Mitchell for the mess, but it looked like it was Howe all along. Well, we knew this. We knew this. We've been saying. I take it back to the meeting. I take it back to the meeting in the summer. Yeah, when coincidentally he has the meeting straight after he qualified for the Champions League, and 2 days later Mitchell's gone. But yet people believe that Eddie Howe had nothing to do with it. Like, come on, what are we doing? Howe was screaming at Voldemort to press, and Voldemort put his arms in the air at Howe. That's why I believe he was really subbed for, and Botman shook his head when subbed, losing the dressing room. Interesting. You know what happens when you lose the dressing room? There's only one winner. So I hope that's not the case, because if
that
it
reminds
is...
me of somebody. I better stop doing that. Sorry, go on.
Brad says Spurs are about to fall down the table. Watch. Yeah, Spurs are an interesting one as well. Like their fans aren't happy. Their fans are not happy with Thomas Frank. And talking about losing the dressing room, we saw what happened with Jed Spence and Van der Ven after the game, which was very interesting. But yeah, when you're 4 years into the project and still have Burn, Tricks, Pope, Joelinton, Murphy in the starting 11, you know something is wrong. Interesting. But listen, we've got the keep the lights coming in as well. Keep the comments, they're much appreciated. But yeah, run up the lights, get the light count up, help the visibility on the algorithm and that. But yeah, listen, we've got the midweek game against Athletic Bilbao, is it? On Wednesday. And we got Brentford away after that. Let's talk about Bilbao. What are you expecting to see against Bilbao?
I think Bilbao will dominate with the ball. I think we'll try and press them, put them under pressure. I think we will have our moments. It's just about whether we take them or not. I can see us scoring a goal or two because it's the bright lights at SJP. We always turn up in those kind of games, particularly Champions League. But I do worry about their threats. For example, Nico Williams, Sunset from a deeper position. I likened him a little bit to sort of a Frank Lampard type. He can pop up with a long range shot. He's got a real good attacking sense about him. So I do worry about us. And even in their defense, Vivian, I think we were interested in him. He looks a proper bruiser at the back. So they've got a good team. I think it'll be tight. I can't see us running away with it, but I'm split between 2-1 and 2-2. But I've gone 2-2, I think.
Okay. Just quickly, Daniela said, to be honest, if you don't get European football, I think Howe is a dead man walking, and I can see Poch as your next manager. Jesus.
Oh,
I,
wow.
I personally don't think Eddie can attract the top players for Champions League. Interesting. That's echoing Jefferson's thoughts there.
Thank you, Daniela.
Bring back the goose. Listen, that's my guy, but we're not doing that. We're not doing that. Yeah. He's Liverpool's problem now, yeah. Not in the training for Liverpool again. That groin injury, that was a minor injury. We've seen it before, but anyway, is what it is. Sebastian, the form is disappointing. I'm disappointed with the form. Elanga not delivering, no Vissa, but I wouldn't write off 1 or 2 January signings, then think possibly turning. Okay.
So, Sebastian, just out of interest, which 2 signings do you think Eddie should bring in to improve us? Or who do you think he would look to bring in? What kind of positions do you think could change our current outlook? Just out of interest.
Bilbao aren't great. We'll probably beat them at home, but then take a dump against Brentford and City. And it just was quite bad timing having the show on when NUFC talked even. Listen, we were meant to record. We usually record on Sundays, Marco, but obviously due to certain circumstances beyond our control, we had to record tonight. But yeah, I hear what you're saying. But yeah, big up for the comment anyway.
Respect for that, man.
Yeah. Do what Brant says as well. Hit the likes, people, get the like count up. But yeah, Bilbao, I'm expecting us to win. I'm expecting, like Brant said, they're not a great team. And we're at home under the lights. I think we'll raise the game. We'll see a reaction from yesterday. I'll be interested to see what his lineup is. I think that will tell us a lot. Once we see the lineup, I think it will tell us how we're going to do. Again, Gordon will probably turn up in that game because it's Champions League night. But yeah, I don't think. I'd be very surprised if we lose. But like you said, they've got their threats, Nico Williams and whatnot. They could surprise us, similar to what Dortmund did last time we was in the Champions League when they came and they taught us a lesson basically at St James's Park. So it could be one of those. Hopefully not. Get the 3 points, and that'll be put us well on our way to qualification to the next round. But we have to turn up. It's not going to be a walkover. We can't expect to get the 3 points and stuff like that. So we have to earn the 3 points. But we'll see. Giniesta, a left back and midfielder, 6 or 10, a must in my opinion. Harmy, lads, real talk. If we lose to Sunderland, do you think that's it? Yeah. Listen, if we're in a bad place and we then lose to them, yeah, it's a long day for him. I don't see how he survives that one.
Nico.
Mark, the Brentford will pump us at their place if we don't improve away from. Well, let's talk about Brentford, because me personally, I don't expect us to get anything from that game. Yeah, because we're crap away from home. Yeah, we don't score away from home really, and Brentford, they've beaten Liverpool, they drew with Chelsea, they beat Man United, they gave City a game. They are good at home. Yeah, and they've got their threat. Sharda, is it Igor, whatever his name is? Damsgaard. Listen, they've got quality. Yeah,
he's one that if we got him, wow, instead of Ramsey, that would have been.
Listen, it could be lose badly there. Listen, I'm not counting out the possibility that he could be gone. Yeah, if we lose really badly there, it could be curtains. It could be curtains, because
It should be curtains.
Yeah, well, yeah, it
Yeah,
should. Yeah.
the reality is coming, people. The
but
reality is coming. Get ready.
but then on the flip side, you could beat Bilbao and then beat Brentford, and then all of a sudden that kind of
It's
like
it's that it's
fends off
that
the Wolves.
it's that cycle, isn't it, of another false dawn. We'll hit another short run and then we'll hit the brakes again. You
Yeah,
know, I'm used to this roller coaster ride now.
yeah.
I don't even, you know what? It's got to the point I don't even get vexed anymore. I used to get angry. I don't even get angry anymore, D man. You know, I'm just like,
Nah, yesterday got me vexed. Yesterday pissed me off like that. That and then, and no disrespect to Daniela, but we should not be losing in that manner to West Ham. Yeah, we shouldn't. Yeah, and it's the performance that the result. Okay, anything can happen in the Premier League. Anyone can beat anyone, but it's the performance, bro, from every single one of them. Yeah, it was embarrassing, absolutely embarrassing. But and also Eddie Howe looked so out of his depth with those changes. Yeah. And the formations he was trying and putting square pegs in round holes, like somebody said in the chat. Like it was nonsense. Absolute nonsense. It's scary how bad it was. Yeah. How there was no solution. I don't know. That one. It's similar to when we lost to West Ham last season at home, when everyone expected us to wipe the floor with them, and they came and beat us at St James's Park. That's how I felt then. Yeah, that's how I felt then. And then the Brentford defeat just annoyed me. And if we lose again to Brentford at the weekend, bruv, yeah.
bro, you're clinging on for dear life. When are you just gonna come out of it, bro? Just
I'm,
come out of it.
I'm holding out hope, man. I'm holding out the
Oh,
last ounce of positivity. I'm holding out. You know what I mean? Just to say that something can change. Yeah, maybe I'm banking on this fact that when some of the players are back, we're gonna be a bit better. But again, there's no guarantee. There's no guarantee. So we'll see. But Abba said we'll turn it around. But like you said, until when we are just going to start the season so poorly every time, suffer a bad defeat, then go on a reactive winning run. It's not sustainable. Yeah.
this is what
James,
we do.
we've got Brentford and City next. How many points do you think we get in those two games? Maximum two. Maximum. We ain't beating City. That's for sure. We're not. We're not beating City. We never beat City.
1 point. I think we get 1.1 or 0.
That's gonna be a wound, bro. Because if we get 0 points from them two games, we will be in a relegation fight, bro. Yeah,
It's one. I think 1 point max. The same as I said for those first few games. I could see no more than 5-6 points. It's not looking good for us right now,
yeah.
unless Eddie makes the most drastic changes. But I just don't see it happening.
Yeah. Steve said, I'd rather beat Brentford than Bilbao if given a choice, but Brentford will win. But Brentford win will be a stretch. Yeah, I don't think anyone will be that confident about beating Brentford. The form that they're on and the form that we're on. Yeah. Sebastian's Liao and then Dye from Everton scored a banger tonight. Also, I read an article earlier how lots of top teams struggling to get a number 10 signings wrong. Kaká at Milan, Maradona at Barca.
Yeah, very valid message. I think that is, Sebastian. I think Leao. I know the jury's out of him with D-Man. Me a little bit too. When he's on it, he's on. But seems a little bit inconsistent. But he would add another dimension. And Di, I like because he's got a lot of work ethic to him, but he's got quality as well. A very strong player, looks good in the tight spaces, fearless at times. I think he would add quality to the team. I do like the look of him. In terms of number 10s, I think there was a comment that Fabregas had made as well in an interview about he wants number 10 to kind of come back. He's kind of like, where are they? Like, what's happened? Because they are players creatively up the pitch that can make a difference in the game. And we have gone very workman's like pressing, grinding teams down, relying on these sort of athletic attributes.
Yeah, there's very few quality number 10, especially in the Prem, because Liverpool tried it with Florian Wirtz, and right about now, that experiment is failing. Yeah,
Because even Odegaard, he went off the boil.
there's
Foden went off the
Simmons.
boil.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's hard. It's hard, but maybe these things come in cycles. Maybe a few years down the line, you might see them come back
Come
and
back.
make it be effective. But Marco said, if we lose Wednesday and down at Brentford, then I can see trouble ahead for Howe. Sunderland equalised. They sit in fourth, 18 points. Surely pressure is on Howe now. What do you think? How likely do you think that Sunderland finish above us?
It's very hard to say. On the basis that we've got a stronger squad, I'd say we'll overtake them eventually.
You don't sound too convinced.
But stranger things have happened,
Yeah.
The African Nations Cup will be an interesting one because they lose a lot of players.
Yeah.
When that comes, that's when we'll really see. But they may have built up a lot of points by then, where they're very comfortable,
Yeah.
So let's see.
Daniela asks, honest question, do Newcastle really rely too much on your home crowd to get you through games? That's why you have this poor away record and your London record's not great. They say that St. James Park is the 12th man. And listen, it does make a difference. Obviously, even opposition players will say St. James Park have one of the best atmospheres in the Prem. But again, these are professional footballers. Like, you have to, especially away from home, you have to tune out the noise and then get on with your job. Like, no way win since April is diabolical. Like, if you're meant to be a top team, what top team has not won an away game since April? That's embarrassing. And the 3 away wins that we have, I think, since the last 3 away wins is stuff like Leicester, Southampton, and that poor Spurs side of last season. So it's like, we're not even beating good teams away from home. You know what I mean? This is something that needs to be addressed. And the great home form has marked that a long time. You know what I mean? So now it seems like the chickens are coming home to roost, bro. So I don't know. But it's scary, man. It's concerning. What are you laughing at? Is that a comment coming up?
No, it's just the way you were saying it, like the trepidation, like.
Bro, I don't know.
Listen, if you don't laugh, you'll cry. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's getting to that point now.
Are we overreacting though? Because obviously this is due to the fact that this is such a bad defeat. Are we get overboard in the sense that, we have to give Howe the time to turn his things around?
How much time do you need 4 years in, D-Man? Please tell me.
No.
And then you've then gone and spent 250 million.
No, but what I'm saying is,
how much more time do you need?
No, but what I'm saying, in the 4 years previous, in the 3 years previous, he's done a good job. So I'm saying now the pressure's on him now. Do we need to give him that grace? Because he's done a fantastic job up to this point. So is it a case of, are we being, too reactive to this defeat, or is it fully justified? Are these problems that were masked?
On the basis that you look at a team like Manchester United, who are supposedly in crisis, and yet, they sit comfortably 5 points above us. You've got a team like Crystal Palace, who, are outperforming us. You've got teams like Brighton, Bournemouth playing better football. You've got our rivals Sunderland 6 points clear. You have to think the pressure has to be on. Like, it has to be. And you also have to think, we've talked about this, D-Man, many and many a time, and I know you've been in agreement. We need to be on that journey to transforming as a club, becoming a bigger club. That's what we want to ultimately be. Get rid of this minnow status. Would any of the big clubs tolerate this right now? These kind of results, particularly after outlay of money? The pressure would be on the manager. So I think we have to remove sentiment from it. That's what we have to try and do.
Yeah, all I'm saying is it too early to sack him now? Yeah, because like Christopher said to me, he said, Demon, why is it taking you so long? It's 3 seasons in a row where we don't get together to November. Yeah. Now, as much as that is true, to play devil's advocate, the fact that we do get into gear till November would suggest that we could do it again. We will do it again, and we'll be fine by the end of the season. I'm not so sure this season, but can you see what I'm saying? If we get it to gear in November, it's not a marathon. I mean, so it's not a sprint; it's a marathon. So what I'm saying is, it's about where you finish. So if by the end of the season we're in fifth place or fourth place, whatever, this stuff will be not as important. But my thing is, what I'm seeing at the moment, I'm not seeing how it changes. That's what I'm saying at this present time. But
Everyone else has got to get into gear, you know. That's the thing as well.
yeah,
It's not like everyone's on pause waiting for us. Like everyone else has got to get into gear. And personally, I just think the way it has to work is at the very latest, if he's gonna be gone, he needs to be gone by this month, as in the end of this month. You know how it is, unless they've set it up in the background, it takes you a week or two to get a replacement. Then the replacement has to assess the squad,
mm,
who he wants, who he doesn't, who he's got to work with. And then the January window opens, and then they've got short time to sign the players to kind of push on. So that's why I think, unfortunately, if the manager's going to go, it has to be before the end of this month. Because if you leave it too late, it's then very difficult. For example, if the window's closed, you then can't improve the squad. So if you look at when Eddie came in with Bruce, yes, he had to work with the same team squad of players for a couple of months, but he was then afforded a window to change our fortune. So people have to remember that as well.
true. Um, well, AJ said I just like a fresh coach with new ideas to come and work with our squad. Um,
Agreed.
Giniesta, how rather have three hardworking eights and a flat midfield three is getting penetrated against teams with good pressure, systems getting found out.
Adrian, who would you want to come in, just out of interest? Obviously, there was links with Mancini, weren't there? With Forest, he'd be an interesting one.
Stephen's officially on the dark side. He said, Jefferson, I'm drawn to the dark side. Tough game coming up where we rarely win. Top five is a fantasy. Wow. I never thought I'd see the day.
Oh, that's quality. That is.
Got
We
Steve.
need to, I wish we had Chris's sound effects.
Yeah.
Because you know what I mean? We could just do like the whole Darth Vader thing.
Diva's big talking chest has gone. Listen, this is what defeats do to you. I know how you lot feel, man, when you weren't winning games, bro. You know what I mean? But you lot are piss poor. You know what I mean? But that's what I'm saying. Liverpool got one good win against a Villa team that didn't read the memo with their tactics, and now all of a sudden they're back. Yeah, and he's not the owner. My brother's the same, giving it all this big talk. Listen, let's not forget you've wasted your money twice. Yeah, twice breaking that transfer record. Yeah. Worry about that. Yeah. It's a natural way coaches go stale and need to move on. The idea that how can be a Ferguson is wildly improbable. Yeah, that was Mandy, man. Hold that,
Do you know
man.
the thing about Howe is, do you know the maddest thing? In his current state or current form, I'm like, I'm done. But if he suddenly went, I'm going to blood through some academy players, I'm going to try a hell of a lot of different formations, I'll be like, all right, this is, Eddie 2.0, 3.0. Let's give it another go. You start seeing like Harrison and Shahar and some of these other players go, yeah, let's recall Cordero from loan. Like, I'm just scrapping this whole thing and starting again. I'd be like, you know what? Fair play. But
Just drop that burn. Just drop
it's
that
just going to
burn.
be rinse and repeat, bro.
Stop
It's
it.
the same
Drop that
thing.
burn. Drop Joe Linton, and then we can start figuring, right, Eddie's woken up. Yeah, but
He's a
until he does
creature of
that,
habit, man.
yeah, it's gonna be a long day. Brent, but fifth is fine. Don't we want more? You can't constantly have slow starts and think you got going to challenge more and improving our standard. Yeah, fair point.
Preach.
Fair point. Christopher, right there on to me, boy. How many times do you suffer for relegation before they go down? There is no sign of us winning top 5, 6, 7, 8 even. I'm sorry, he spent 750 million on crap forward and a crap forward line. Nah, man, Baltimore is decent, man. Let's be real.
Christopher brings the heat. I'll give him that. Oh dear.
We are piss poor. You are piss poor because you spent 500 million. You broke the window twice, yeah, and you've made the squad even worse. Yeah, I'm not saying we're great, but let's be honest. Let's call a spade a spade. You lot are garbage. Yeah, currently you're garbage. Yeah, and your egghead manager needs to sort it out. Yeah, it's funny how you get your win because you're going back to Klopp's team. Yeah, this guy can't build a team by himself, but it is what it is. It is what it is. But listen. let's get. You said a draw for the Bilbao game, right?
Yeah. I'm split between 2-1 and 2-2. I'm going to go 2-2.
Okay.
Desmond!
I'm going to go for a 3-1 win. Those in the chat, what's your prediction for the Bilbao game? And then also for the Brentford game. Yeah? What's your prediction for that?
Do you know the thing is as well? You know Keith Andrews?
Yeah.
He's big on the whole set pieces.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I think previously we'd had solid defense, but I think back to that goal we conceded against Arsenal, and I'm a little bit worried about set piece, like from that's their game, isn't it? But they do have quality in key areas. Jensen, Norgard, Sharda. Is Rico Henry back? Because there was a period like he was one of the best fullbacks in the league, but I think he done his knee, didn't he? And I mean, they're above us right now, by the way.
Everyone's above us, brother. Like, we are falling fast, mate. We're falling fast. But Anthony, big up Anthony said, I'm in Jeff's camp, sacking Howe and get Mancini.
Hey!
Genius has gone for a 2-0 win on Wednesday and then a draw against Brentford. Interesting.
It is possible. It is possible.
Nagelsmann is free next summer. Beg him to make us a top squad, like he did with Leipzig and Bayern. Interesting. Rico Henry is back. Hickey's back too, but Lewis Potter will likely start at left back.
Oh, okay.
Interesting.
Yeah, Hickey was meant to be highly rated as well. Didn't they get him from Bologna? They paid like 20 million, 25 million for him. And then I think he did his knee as well. I do admire Brentford and the way they go about their business, particularly with recruitment. We could learn a thing or two.
Okay. Marco's double watching us on NUFC Talk TV.
What's Win saying? What's Win saying? Tell us. Let us know.
Head of a character. Big up Win, man.
Listen. The time for the cults of Howe is coming to an end. Yeah, and let's get back to business. Let's get back to supporting Newcastle United Football Club, because that's all that matters. It's not about the manager, it's about the club. And I really feel with this tribalness, people they've lost their way, man.
What if he wins? He beats Bilbao, beats Brentford, and then draws against City. Would that go anyway to convince you that
it's delaying the inevitable, D-man?
Okay.
Bro, think about it. The way you're feeling now. I think there was a text that Brandt said in the group the other day, and I just thought, Brandt, man, that's exactly how I felt. Bruv, the Luton results, Nottingham Forest. You mentioned the previous West Ham last season. Yeah? How many games like this have to come up? Aren't you tired? I'm tired, brother. I can't do it no more.
I hear you.
I'm done out here, bro.
The only thing I'm clinging on to is the fact that when the players come back, let's see how we do then. But
when Hall comes back and he's still on the bench for Burn?
Not just Hall, Vissa, Tino, and whatnot. Yeah,
Tino, who can barely play right side, he's better on the left side. But Burn's on left side.
Let's just see what happens in it. Let's just let me have that in it. Let me just think. Let me just have that in it. Yeah. But what
are you gonna do? Let's react to it now. Let's just say,
yeah,
for all the culties out there,
yeah,
Howe gets sacked. How are you gonna react to that? How are you gonna feel? You're gonna have a moment of silence.
Hold on. Wait.
You're gonna shed a few tears.
Wait. You just said to the culties, yeah? Are you putting me in that category? Are you really putting me in that category?
All right, okay. I'm not putting you in that category.
Okay.
I think you've been wavering pretty, that line. You've been being a bit close on that line,
I think he's got a bit of credit in the bank. I'm not pro Eddie. I'm not Specs, big up Specs. I'm not, the rest of them, whatever. But I just think maybe it's blind to the fact that I think that we could eat what he did last season when he turned it around. Plus, when players get back. That's the only two things that factors I'm banking on. Whether he goes, listen, if he goes, I ain't going to shed a tear about it, because if he gets sacked, he deserves to be sacked. But I just don't think right this very moment, if we have more results and performances like we did against West Ham, then yeah. But for now, I think he gets a little bit of grace. I think he gets a bit of grace. But my question to you is, what will he need to do? Forget the playing style, not whatever, yeah. But in terms of outcome for the next 10 games or maybe to the end of the season, what would he need to do for you to be convinced that he should stay? Is there anything that he can do realistically? I'm not talking about winning a title or nothing like that, but realistically that he can do for you to convince you that he should stay?
It's a difficult one because probably what I would look for him to do, some people might criticize it and say that he's weak. Big up Pump Mags. People might say he's weak. Like, I'd like to see him go away from his principles. So shug away from the rigid 4-3-3. Show a bit of tactical flexibility. Try something new. And also look to be less defensive at times. And blood a few of the academy and squad players through, like take a few more risks, like, and I think drop his safe guys, his go-to guys, because right now they're letting him down. If he does that, I think fans are more inclined to back him because he's trying something different. I think I got a bit more respect for Eddie last season when he didn't put up with Gordon's shit and he gave Barnes a long run in the team. And I was like, go on, Eddie, good for you. So I think if he does more of those things, I think fans are more inclined to back him. Okay. I mean, what do you think?
Before I do that, this big up Ponce Mags in the building. So, he will catch the rerun, what he's missed, whatever. Big up. Better switch now when new manager has 28 games and the January window to make something of the season.
What did I say? What did I say, D-Man? What did I say?
You did. And I see this comment from Agent. D-Man's cult light. Relax, bro. Relax. Yeah. Chill.
Bro, it's either that or he's got splinters up his ass because he's such a fence sitter as well. Listen, we need that dreads D-Man back. Yeah?
Listen, when it gets to that, you'll get that in it. But right now, I just don't think it's dire straits right now. It's bad. It's bad, but I think it's been magnified by this defeat yesterday. Yeah? But listen, we'll see in it. The next few weeks.
You don't want to be saved. Part 3 is coming.
For those who don't know who that is, go back to our previous episode when AC was a big up AC when we did this. We went in on Eddie Howe. Like literally, we were all out. Yeah, it was bad. It was bad. I think that's when we lost to Brentford last season. But yeah, Andy said you have to ask yourself a question: will Newcastle compete in the top 2 with this squad he has? Because I don't think Eddie Howe. Eddie Howe has succeeding, and now he's reached it. Interesting. Can we do a swap for Iglu for Tuchel?
Boy, just seeing a different formation, I would get a boner at this point.
Huh? Get what?
If I saw a different formation,
what was that, bro?
Yeah, bruv. Like 4-3-3. I'm on a floppy out here, bro.
Bro, stop that talk, bro.
You know what?
Allow that talk, bro.
Wait, hold on. Is Clinton? Wait, I think Clinton say he's on the stream. Clinton, I don't even remember the promo that Roman Reigns did where he was talking about doing missionary all the time and how boring it is. That's what it's like. Yeah.
What are you lot on, bruv?
Let's spice it up a little bit.
Man, talking about boners and missionary. What are we coming? What is this? What is this?
Sorry to all the God-fearing people out there.
Yeah, bro. Listen, all of that stuff. The finance guys will only be looking at the risk of not qualifying for Europe next season, and the crunch time for that is coming fast. Listen, it's not even just that, bro. The likes for Toon Army, bro. He's gone. I don't care about the silent contract that he signed. If we don't get Champions League football,
Botman as well, maybe. He hasn't signed a new contract, does he?
Botman, Gordon, Tonali, they've all got one eye on the exit. I think, you know what I mean. But we'll see. But
one more thing though, if a new manager comes in,
Mhm.
are they more inclined to stay and show their worth?
Depends who it is. Depends who it is. We could end up get Gary O'Neill, bro.
Oh,
Yeah.
Jesus.
You know what I mean? You could get one of them, bro. Or the one who just got sacked from Wolves. Pereira is that his name? Yeah,
Vitor
listen.
Pereira, yeah.
Yeah. Or it could be a long day, bro. It could be a long day. So just be careful with it. That's all I'm saying. Be careful. Yeah, exactly, bro.
We'll
Chill
get
out.
Kiefer more up front, mate. You know what I mean?
Jeff, and see what Adrian said. Adrian, give you some advice there, bro. Yeah. Peter said, I almost can't get off of Bilbao now. We handed West Ham their first win in 1,000 years, which makes it even more embarrassing. Keep playing like this in the Premier, we're relegated.
What's that with no excuses?
No excuses.
Peter's coming through with the no excuses energy.
Word to Ashley Best, mate. No excuses, no excuses. But listen, we're gonna have to leave it there, man, before Jefferson punches me through the screen, brother, and grabs me. But listen, thank you for all those in the chat. Don't forget, like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Tell a friend to tell a friend. We will be back. Oh, sugar. We'll be back after the
We'll be back.
yeah, we'll be back after the are we back after the Bilbao game? We're gonna review that. That's Thursday.
Yes.
Yeah, we'll review the Bilbao game. And then obviously we look forward to the Brentford game a lot more. But hopefully, we're celebrating a Bilbao win, because if we don't, yeah, it could get long. And I don't know where Jefferson's just gone. But yeah, we're going to be out, guys. But don't forget, we'll see you next time. Thank you all for joining. Until next time, we're out. Peace.